Good late evening, NWS Revolution fans and viewers, ladies and gentlemen. This is your NWS Head of Town Relations, Michael Cole, and today I'm going to give you last night's NWS Revolution WarGames pay-per-view review, which was the final pay-per-view of 2022. Okay, last night's pay-per-view was hailing from the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. And the commentators for the show were Joe Gowdy and Dan Lambert as they broke down the pay-per-view card and talked about the history of war games and what it means. And they thank the fans for comment, as the first match on the show was for the NWS Tag Team Battle. It was the NWS Tag Team Battle Royal. The winner of the Tag Team Battle Royal will become the number one contenders for the NWS Tag Team Championships. And the tag team consisted of former NWS Tag Team Champions Zed and Santos, former NWS Tag Team Champions Lion King X and JJ, the McGoverns, the Young Bucks, and FTE, and WWE's The New Day and Best Friends. As this match got underway, out first came Zed and Santos, being accompanied by Triple H, to a huge cheers from the Chicago crowd. Then out came Lion King X and JJ, accompanied by Paul Heyman, to massive boos from the Chicago crowd. Then out came Robin Jacob McGowan, the Young Bucks, accompanied with Don Callis, FTE, and the WWE's The New Day, and the Best Friends. As this tag team battle royal got underway, all tag teams beat the holy hell out of each other. The New Day and Best Friends were quickly eliminated by Robin Jacob McGowan. And then it was down to Zed and Santos, Lion King X and JJ, the McGovern, and the Young Bucks. And Robin Jacob McGovern eliminated the Young Bucks. And now it was down to Zed and Santos, Lion King X and JJ, the McGoverns. And the McGoverns, Robin Jacob McGovern, almost came close to winning the Battle Royal. But in the end, they were eliminated by Zed and Santos. And it was down to Zed and Santos and Lion King X and JJ. And they did everything in their power to win. But in the end, it was vintage Zed and Santos as they dropped Lion King X and JJ with their finishers and eliminated them from the Battle Royal. Well, and new number one contenders, former NWS Tag Team Champions in Zed and Santos. They are now the number one contenders. And they were getting a static ovation from the Chicago crowd. And then out came current NWS Tag Team Champions Devin the Demon and Legion as they had a stare down. NWS Revolution owner, chairman, and CEO Scott Gale and general manager World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer appeared on the Titantron and said that Zed and Santos will face NWS Tag Team Champions Devin the Demon and Legion at the NWS Revolution Rumble. So that should be one hell of a match. Who will win? Only time will tell. And then it was the second match on the card. It was the former NWS World Heavyweight Champion, the Bloker, taking on WWE's Shinsuke Nakamura. This was a good back and forth match as the Bloker wasted no time beating the holy hell out of Shinsuke Nakamura. However, he gave a body slam to Shinsuke Nakamura and then slammed his head on all four turnbuckles, chopped in the chest. But then Shinsuke Nakamura came back as he punched the Bloker in the face. And gave him a couple body slams in the middle of the ring, and even a flying elbow drop. And he hit him with his signature moves such as the Death Valley Driver, the double knee backbreaker, the double underhook pile driver, the El Nino, which is a springboard moonsault, the Enziguri, the faint roundhouse kick transitioned into a spinning wheel kick, the front sleeper hold, good vibrations, bad vibrations, stopping on a seated opponent in the corner with theatrics, inverted power slam, a lariat, a running knee strike to a command opponent, and a low blow. And then he hit him with the Kinshasa and the cross arm breaker. The landslide and shining triangle went to pin him, but somehow, someway, the bloker gets a shoulder up. And he uppercuts Shinsuke Nakamura, gives him a V-trigger, an airplane spin, a leg drop, a suicide dive, a spear, a jackhammer, a kick to the gut, and in the end, the bloker finishes off Shinsuke Nakamura with no laughing matter and pin him 1-2-3 as this match lasted 16 minutes and 10 seconds. And this was a good match. Both the bloker and Shinsuke Nakamura looked very good in the ring. The crowd was rooting for both opponents. And then it was match number 3. Queen, it's Xavier Reed taking on WWE's Finn Balor. As this match got underway, out came Finn Balor first, and then out came Queen, it's Xavier Reed. As they traded blows back and forth, and wrestling move after wrestling move, submission after submission, Queen's Xavier Reed was dominating Finn Balor until Finn Balor fought Queen's Xavier Reed off. He gave him a low blow and a slap and a punch to the face and started stomping on him. And then he used such signature moves as Finn Balor as the Brainbuster, diving double foot stomp to the back of the head of a bent over opponent, float over DDT, a lariat, a lifting inverted DDT, a Pele kick, 1916, running front drop kick, kicking from the opponent into the turnbuckles, running knife edge drop, sling blade, spinning headlock elbow drop, suicide somersault senton, including then his Prince Devitt moves such as a diving double foot stop, a diving double foot stop, a Dreamcast overhead kick, suicide somersault senton, and an airplane spin. And then he delivered the coup de grace and the 1916, but it was not enough to keep Queen's Xavier Reed down as he kicked out at 2.5. Queen's Xavier Reed then body slammed Finn Balor to the canvas in the middle of the ring, gave him several punches, a DDT, a double arm DDT, a scoop slam, a face bust and a face breaker, a Frankensteiner, a stomp, and a powerbomb off the top rope into the middle of the ring, an executioner, a spear from the top off the top turnbuckle into the middle ring, went to pin, but Finn Balor got a shoulder up. And then Finn Balor and Queen's Xavier Reed continued to wrestle back and forth with move after move and submission after submission. And in the end, Queen's Xavier Reed drops Finn Balor with the Queen's dive and pins him 1-2-3 as this match lasted 17 minutes and 16 seconds. I gotta say, what a hell of a match this was. There's a lot of good wrestling moves from both Finn Balor and Queen's Xavier Reed. And of course, this was a co-main event, and now it was the main event. There were only 4 matches on the pay-per-view card due to a lot of NWS Revolution staff and wrestlers spending time with the holidays for Christmas Day. So that's why we only had 4 matches on the card, and now it was the WarGames match, the main event. and of course out came William Regal and did his good old fashioned War Games introduction as he gave the history of War Games from WCW days, WWE days, and the meaning of what they're all about, and he explained the rules of the War Games match. So out first came the Dark Carnival, well, to tremendous boos from the Chicago crowd, and then out came the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, the 49th Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, whereas former NWS Tag Team Champions Lion King X and JJ, WWE Universal and World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, WWE Tag Team Champions the Usos, so Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, Michael Rappaport, Don Callis, and Paul Heyman, who was wearing a tracksuit. And then out came WAP and Jacob McGovern, the former NWS Tag Team Champions. There's also WAP McGovern, also a former World Heavyweight Champion. Jacob McGovern is also a former NWS Universal Champion. Then they came out, and then came out the American Mercenaries, with NWS United States Champion Johnny Da Vinci, and American Mercenaries member Cody Jr. II. And then out came the NWS Revolution owner, chairman, and CEO Scott Gale, also known as ScottyBadBones, the NWS General Manager, World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer, and the NWS Universal Champion Psycho Mercer as the War Games cage lowers. And it starts off with ScottyBadBones, Cody Mercer, and Psycho Mercer open a can of whoop ass on the McGoverns as they are wasting away on the McGoverns, hitting them with candlesticks, like steel chairs, as they toss them face first into the glass door, as the McGoverns are busted open, and then the McGoverns give a low blow to ScottyBadBones, Cody Mercer, and Psycho Mercer, and then out comes the Usos as they beat the holy hell out of the McGoverns. But then the McGovern, then Jacob McGovern delivers a Southampton's plunge to ScottyBadBones, Cody Mercer, Psycho Mercer, the Usos. And then the Usos come back and they start dominating the McGoverns and ScottyBadBones and Cody Mercer and Psycho Mercer. And then the clock rings, and then out come the Dark Carnival members. But Mitchell Mayette comes out, and then MJF comes on, and they stop dominating each other. And our teams are just beating the holy hell out of each other. They're hitting signature moves on each other DDTs, even the finisher maneuvers. And then out come former NWS Tag Team Champions Lion King X and JJ as they hit every out of the teams with steel chairs, and they even break a champagne and even get a sledgehammer, and Cody Mercer's hitting the face with a sledgehammer by Lion King X and JJ. He is busted open. Psycho Mercer's busted open with a sledgehammer. ScottyBadBones is busted open with a sledgehammer, and then they get a Christmas tree, and they start electrocuting their opponents with Christmas tree lights. Oh, this is crazy. As Joe Gowdy says in comedy, holy shit, this is getting crazy. Dan Lambert is mocking out on commentary. And then out comes Michael Rappaport as he drops everybody with the Rappaport crushing finale. Goes to pin him, but out the opponents get a shoulder up. And then out comes Don Callis as he super kicks out the opponents, except for his own teammates in the Dark Carnival, does his best to it. And then out comes Johnny Da Vinci, as he is going ape shit in the middle of the ring. He is dropping everybody for his finishers in the ring. He is just going nuts. And out comes, and then out of the glass door, out of the glass door, out comes a crazy, insane Tony Jr. II. Johnny Da Vinci, Tony Jr. II are just dominating the New Day. They're dominating the Usos. They are dominating the Lion King X and JJ and the McGoverns. It's crazy. It's insane. And then out comes Paul Heyman as he low blows Cody Mercer, Psycho Mercer, and then Cody Mercer, Psycho Mercer. They get all fired up and they chase Paul Heyman, and Cody Mercer then spears down Paul Heyman, gives him bench presses, drops him on those stack dimes. He calls a neck, stops the mud hole in him and walks it dry. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin, who by the way is the special guest referee to this match. He is doing his best to keep this match under control. And then out comes Vice President Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Now every single teammate is beating the holy hell out of each other. The Stone Cold Steve Austin then Joe Biden and gets in Stone Cold Steve Austin's face and slaps him. Stone Cold Steve Austin then does his best to remain his composure because he is the special guest referee in this match. So then ScottyBadBones then delivers a spine buster, hits spine busters Paul Heyman, locks him in the figure 4 leg lock, and then ScottyBadBones then delivers a frog smash to Paul Heyman and RKO's Paul Heyman, RKO's Don, frog smashes and RKO's Don Callis, 19X and JJ, frog smashes and RKO's Kamala Harris, frog smashes and RKO's Joe Biden, Cody Psycho Bus is going nuts. Psycho Bus says then slams Don Callis face first to the WarGames game's door, gets a cinder block and breaks over the head of gets a guitar and breaks over the head of Don Callis, busting him wide open. Psycho Bus then breaks the guitar over the head of Paul Heyman as he is busted wide open. Psycho Bus then locks Paul Heyman in a coquina clutch. Both Paul Heyman and Don Callis, they do not submit. Psycho Bus then Psycho Stunners, Psycho Bombs, and Psycho Busters Lion King X and JJ, Psycho Bombs, Psycho Stunners, Psycho Bombs, and Psycho Busters Roman Reigns and Jimmy and Jay Uso, Psycho Stunners and Psycho Bombs and Psycho Busters Don Callis, Psycho Bomb and Psycho Busters and Psycho Stunners, Psycho Bombs, and Psycho Busters Paul Heyman, and then delivers a Psycho Bomb and Psycho Ghost Stunner and Psycho Buster to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Cody Mercer is just going nuts as he musters stunners and tombstone pile drives and Mercer footprints Lion King X and JJ, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy and Jay Uso. So and then delivers a Mercer Stunner, Tombstone Pile Driver, and Mercer footprint to Michael Rappaport. He delivers a Mercer Stunner, Tombstone Pile Driver, and Mercer footprint to both Don Callis and Paul Heyman. Man, and last but not least, the Mercer Stunners, Tombstone Pile Drivers, and Mercer footprints Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Oh boy, this match is getting so crazy as our opponents are now bleeding profusely. They use such weapons as they use a baseball bat, that's the kitchen sink. Cody Mercer's just beating every member of the NWS Avengers with baseball bats. As then ScottyBadBones, Cody Mercer, and Psycho Mercer, and the American Mercenaries all give a power bomb to to Lion King X and JJ, and they pin them, and the Lion King X and JJ are the first to be eliminated, and then the McGoverns are eliminated by Devin the Demon and Legion as and still NWS Tag Team Champions Devin the Demon and Legion as they have eliminated the McGoverns wins and Jimmy and Jay Uso are eliminated by the Mercers. ScottyBadBones then eliminates Soto Sokoa, pins him, and then he's knocked out, and then it gets even more crazy as Psycho Mercer, Psycho Bombs, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Don Callis, Paul Heyman, then for a flaming glass table full thumbtacks. I did. This match is getting more crazy. Psycho Mercer that gets a barbed wire baseball bat as he whacks Roman Reigns in the face with it as he's bleeding profusely. He then whacks Michael Rappaport in the face with it, and then he whacks Don Callis and Paul Heyman as Don Callis and Paul Heyman are bleeding profusely. Mercer's then saying that this is what Paul Heyman and Don Callis get for betraying them as Cody Mercer, the World Heavyweight Champion, and gives a headbutt to both Paul Heyman and Don Callis. There's more candlesticks apart in the ring, and then Johnny Da Vinci is just going crazy. Michael Rappaport then drops Johnny Da Vinci with the Rappaport cushion. Finale goes to pin him, but Johnny Da Vinci gets his shoulder up, and then Johnny Da Vinci drops Michael Rappaport with the death sentence. Then pins him 1, 2, 3. Now he's eliminated, and then all of a sudden. But Johnny Da Vinci isn't done with Michael Rappaport as he delivers a death sentence for a flaming table. Michael Rappaport is unconscious. The Lion King X and JJ, they are unconscious. Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Soto Sokoa and Sami Zayn, they are unconscious. And now it's down to Don Callis and Paul Heyman and the Mercers. Oh boy, they are just having a brutal stare down. And then Cody Mercer and both the Mercers decide to deliver a devastating powerbomb to both Don Callis and Paul Heyman off the top rope and through 6 glass flaming tables. Paul Heyman and Don Callis are knocked out unconscious. And then it's down to ScottyBadBones and the Mercers and the American Mercenaries having and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And then ScottyBadBones, Cody Mercer and Psycho Mercer. So Johnny Da Vinci, Tony Jr. II dropped Joe Biden and Kamala Harris with the finishers in the middle of the ring, and they get 4 tables, put them on top of each other, dump thumbtacks out over them, let them on put gasoline and kerosene all over them, and light them on fire, and ScottyBadBones, Cody Mercer, and Psycho Mercer decide to deliver a devastating then pile driver powerbomb off the top of the WarGames cage and through the 4 flaming tables, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are knocked out unconscious. Winner of the match, NWS Revolution owner, chairman, CEO ScottyBadBones, and still NWS Universal Champion Psycho Mercer, and still NWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer. So via knocking their opponents out, Johnny Da Vinci is still the United States Champion. Cody Mercer is still the World Heavyweight Champion, General Manager. Psycho Mercer is still the United States Champion, and ScottyBadBones is still the owner, chairman, and CEO. It was the downfall of the NWS Avengers. They're still knocked out as all members of the NWS Avengers are carried out on stretchers. And ScottyBadBones and the Mercers and the American Mercenaries are standing tall in the ring. as they thank as the fans are giving them a standing ovation. Joe Gaudi and Dan Lambert and but I stand up and commenting. Stone Cold Steve Austin then gets on the mic and says, "This was one hell of a War Games match. Our teams did everything they could to win, but in the end, it was the downfall of the NWS Avengers." As then Stone Cold Steve Austin has a beer with ScottyBadBones, Cody Mercer, and Psycho Mercer, and then they all get on and then ScottyBadBones gets on the mic and thanks the fans for coming. And Cody Mercer says he said it was going to be the downfall of the NWS Avengers, and it was. And it was. And then they decide they say they can't end this pay-per-view out with singing Christmas songs. So ScottyBadBones and the Mercers and the American Mercenaries decide to sing a bunch of Christmas carols, such as the 12 Days of Christmas, Oh Christmas Tree, oh Christmas Tree, oh, and then they decide to sing Santa Claus is coming to town. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Silent Night, oh Holy Night, and they say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and God blesses everyone as the NWS Revolution War Games pay-per-view ends. Joe Gaudi thanks the fans for coming and wishes everybody a happy holidays and a happy new year. And Dan Lambert also thanks the fans for coming. Also, Michael Cole and Cody Mercer then gets on the mic and says, "Oh yeah, one more thing. He will address John Cena sometime this week about his acts." Yes, so Cody Mercer did indeed confirm at the pay-per-view he will, in his next promo, not only is he going to be talking about his victory in the War Games match, but he will also be addressing John Cena, and he's going to be giving his thoughts on how John. Yes, so Cody Mercer and ScottyBadBones will be addressing John Cena this week on NWS Revolution, and they'll be giving their thoughts on John Cena being revealed as Joe Biden's drug supplier. And Cody Mercer said that, oh yes, John Cena will indeed be punished big time. So what is ScottyBadBones and Cody Mercer going to say about John Cena being revealed as Joe Biden's drug supplier? Also, how is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Don Carlos, Paul Heyman, and Michael Wapner going to react after losing the War Games match? What are they going to say? So much is going on. And for the final Revolution Impact of 2022, it will be John Da Vinci defending his United States Championship against John Cena in a one-on-one wrestling match. So much, and it will also be the NWS Revolution Impact year in review. So much is going on this week. Anyway, you all have a good day, and I will be back this Thursday to do the Revolution Impact final year 2022 reveal. Thank you for watching. Michael Cole out.